I am often asked about dog food recipes for pups with hip and joint problems. Now, this is something that if your dog is already suffering from arthritis, hip dysplasia, or another disease that affects their hips and joints, you want to be sure that you consult a veterinarian before you switch your dog to any diet that you think might help. You definitely don't want to take away any nutritional components that your dog needs every day to stay healthy. So be sure to have a chat with your vet before switching to this dog food. But it's a crock pot recipe, it's really easy to make, and it's got a lot of beneficial ingredients full of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties, and other things that are really good for dogs with hip and joint problems. As I mentioned, this homey dog food for joint and hip health is a slow cooker recipe. So I have my crock pot out and I'm going to add 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 cup of celery, 2 cups of carrots. I bought the carrot chips. I cheated, but if you just buy regular carrots, you'll want to cut those, chop them into an appropriate size for your dog. 2 cups of kale, and I've just chopped that up a little bit. 3 cloves of garlic. Again, I'm cheating and using minced garlic. Either way, minced or fresh works. Some people think that garlic is not safe for dogs, and it's not in large quantities, but it actually in small quantities it's very good for dogs, and it's high in anti-inflammatory properties, which is why I add it to this recipe for hip and joint health. You're also going to add 1.5 cups of barley, a 1/2 cup of brown rice. These are all uncooked, just in case anyone was wondering. A 1/2 cup of lentils, 1 cup of parsley. I have chopped up some fresh parsley. You could use dried parsley as well if you have that on hand. 1 cup of nettles. Now, I couldn't find nettles at my local grocer fresh, so I'm using dried nettles, 1 cup of dried nettles. Nettle leaf, you can see there on the packaging. You're also going to need 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Cranberries are rich in antioxidants, great for dogs and humans with arthritis. And your last ingredient is 6 cups of water. You're just gonna pour that right over the top. Let this cook down on low heat for 6 to 8 hours, and your homemade dog food for joint and hip health is complete. Here is a look at our homemade dog food for joint and hip health. As you can see, our chocolate Labrador Sadie loves it. I put it in a slow feeder for her because if I don't, she eats away too quickly. If you want to see more close-up pictures of this recipe as well as the detailed written recipe itself, click the link below this video if you're watching on YouTube or social media. If you're on Top Dog Tips, just scroll down and you will find it. You can store the leftovers of this recipe in an airtight container in the refrigerator for about a week, or you can store leftovers in an airtight container in the freezer for 2 to 3 months if you would like to make this in bulk. The serving size is about 1/2 of a cup for every 25 pounds of body weight. So Sadie weighs 75 pounds, so she gets 1.5 cups per serving, and you want to do 2 servings a day. So Sadie eats 1.5 cups in the morning and 1.5 cups in the evening.